All right, here we go. Uh, what has to happen? And let me get some wording in on here. See if I can get something here. What is? I can't find something. Oh, there it is. The state of the lower federal courts in reference to DHS and ICE. Let's get that scrolling. Let's get that down here. Let's get that bigger. Get that bigger. Let's turn this to 0. Let's turn this to white. Let's increase the font. Let's slow that down. I can put that small. If there's any way to do that on 2 lines, I don't think I can. Oh, actually, I wanted to scroll right to left. I guess. So what you need to do now, I don't know what the answer is. I supported the Chief Justice as far as the Trump administration disrespect for the courts. And again, timing is everything, I guess, to a certain degree, and the truth is everything to a certain degree. It could just be the sheer number of cases, which is another question as to why there's so many cases and why the court is entertaining everybody that has a frivolous argument to make. Obviously, some people are later immigrants that are judges. They have the name, and maybe second generation, maybe first generation. Actually, have to be second generation at least. So again, there's an appearance of impropriety forming. And what does that mean? That means the higher courts are overturning these decisions. And they're putting a monkey wrench into the executive branch operation. So what the Justice Department needs to do, again, the same thing with the tariff rebates. The businesses already charged us. The majority of businesses and importers already charged the consumer for those tariffs. They would double dip if they got if somebody refunded them the money. It belongs to the United States and its citizens. The citizens already paid those extra fees. They should have to prove that they made nothing extra during that time period. There's no extra income to compensate for the tariffs before they can even ask for a penny. So what's going on is, what appears to be going on is there's an inordinate number of, put it bluntly, bullshit decisions and rulings in the lower courts, jamming up the immigration system. That's not the job of the court. In fact, I think the latest one I was speaking about is actually in violation of the Supreme Court's decision on whether the lower courts can meddle in executive branch immigration procedures. So again, I even think the court would want to do it. Administrative officers of the court should be instructed to prepare a presentation for the justices, and maybe once they see it, they'll maybe hand it out or do pass it down, whatever they're going to do. But the bottom line is, it appears that there's an appearance of impropriety at this point, that the decisions are so out of line with the norm in favor of foreign nationals. Right. Over the U.S. citizen and the U.S. government, that there is an appearance of impropriety. So I believe there's an inordinate number of fraudulent rulings and decisions. I believe there is justification in some cases for things such as wiretaps, or whatever you call them these days. To figure out if there is a conspiracy. Journalists are not immune, and the judges are not immune. Unless they are, obviously. You're not just by default immune. Right. So again, just preparing that study might clean it up. Because I'm sure you're going to find an inordinate number of overturned and reversed and sent back down. And and I think the Supreme Court made some pretty bold statements restricting the lower courts from interfering in executive branch immigration process. I think really the answer to the whole thing was to actually, when everybody was sitting back and saying there shouldn't be immigration, I mean, the Democrats were even running on that idea. We should have made it a criminal. Hang on, somebody may be hacking me. That's real interesting. My other monitor's in the other room. I have to take a look at this and figure out what's going on with my monitor. I know I'm probably still online, but yeah, something's wrong with the video. What would be the? Actually, I tried that before. I think I turned this off. It goes to sleep. I hope this doesn't continue because I don't have to return it. I'm like looking at a green screen, flickering. No idea what would fix that. It has something to do when it turns the screen off. Turn this off, turn it on. Let's see if it readjusts. Hello. I guess what I have to do is probably look at the input at this point. That's probably what